Last year, I made around $180,000 in my second year of entrepreneurship. I save over 50% of my income every single month, and I have a goal to be financially free by the time that I am 35 so I can explore the meaning of life and have more resources to affect positive change in the world. By the way, my name is Steve Antonioni. Yes, that is a lot of onis. You can thank the Italians for that one. If you want to know more about me, you can watch this video after watching the current one. I think it sums it up pretty well, and I'm pretty proud of it. So the goal of this video is to walk through my thought process of how I think I was able to do reasonably well starting a business from scratch, virtually by myself, except for the support of my incredibly talented girlfriend, Justine. While I may not be a multi-millionaire entrepreneur yet, I still think I have a unique viewpoint which should provide some food for thought for you, an aspiring or current entrepreneur. So let's jump right in. So as you may have guessed, my business that I started is of course a YouTube channel. But before the cynical amongst you roll your eyes and think, oh yes, another YouTube channel success story, just give me a moment of your time. There's a reason why the business model works. It isn't what you think, and it contains a lesson which I think applies universally. You see, when most people look at a YouTube channel, that's all they see. A YouTube channel, this thing that magically seems to print money for people working in their living rooms. But if that's all you see, you're missing the forest for the trees. So let me ask you a question. What exactly is a YouTube channel? At first glance, it seems like this completely new thing, this business that has never existed before. But here's the thing. It's actually not. A YouTube channel is nothing but a medium. That's not the business itself, it's the medium through which the business operates. My business is actually an independent media provider. Now take a second and let that sink in. That might not seem like a big deal, understanding the difference between the two, but it should. Many people are shocked that I was able to make as much money as I did last year. They look at my subscriber count and they think, wait, what? How are you able to make $180,000 with only 50K subs? Forest for the trees. You are too fixated upon the clothing of the business as opposed to the business itself. This applies to any business, including the seemingly new businesses that everyone seems to be starting these days. Dropshipping, e-commerce, podcasting, Etsy, flipping, coaching, consulting, e-learning, photography, filmmaking. You get the idea. These are all not new. They are just different versions of a previous business. The bones of the business do not change. I think if you understand this, you will find success with less time and with less wasteful effort. For example, so many kids are growing up today and wanting to be YouTubers, right? They obviously don't know any better, but what they actually want to become is independent media providers, basically akin to starting their own visual radio station. There is very little foundational difference between what I do, what a radio station does, what a TV station does, what a podcast does. It's all broadcast media at the core of it. The way we all make money is pretty much the same at the core of it. The fundamental business model here is to provide media free of charge for those who want to consume it, and then to partner with advertisers for revenue. If you want to become a YouTuber, this is the implicit decision and agreement you are making. Just like if you were to start a podcast, TV show, radio, whatever. It's all broadcast media, it's all the same. But of course there are nuances, and one of those beautiful differences of being an independent media broadcaster is that I get to choose exactly who I partner with, like today's sponsor, North One. Was that smooth? Listen up, all you aspiring little YouTuber kids. That's how you do it in the big leagues. I'm kidding, obviously. I'm not even in the big leagues. Anyway, the reason I wanted to mention North One today is because business banking can be an absolute nightmare. My incredibly talented girlfriend that I mentioned earlier, Justine, she's been trying to set up a business bank account for her design studio that she runs with 2 other women. And I swear to God, it seems like every bank out there is in the Stone Age. The amount of hoops she's had to jump through, the amount of times they've asked her to go into the branch to do something so trivial is just, it's insane. Like, it's 2022. Let's get with the times here, people. This is where North One saves the day. North One is a business bank account that you can have entirely on your phone. Complete with an app and a debit card, you will never have to enter a bank branch again. All your bases are covered, so you can easily move, send, and receive money through ACH, wire transfers, and card payments. There's also built-in tools to help you with managing business expenses, tax, rent, and payroll. And you can even sync with popular payment providers like Stripe and PayPal to keep everything in one place. This is the good stuff. Cut out all the unnecessary garbage. Are we really still scheduling appointments to go into a branch to fill out paperwork? Who has time for that? Get on North One right now. It takes as little as 3 minutes to apply online. If you use my link down below to sign up, you'll be entered into a giveaway for a grand prize of $5,000 or 10 prizes of $500. But this is ending soon, so don't, hem and haw about this if you're serious about it. Thank you to North One for sponsoring this video, and thank you for saving the business banking industry. Okay, so we've covered the idea that many of these seemingly new businesses today are not actually new businesses, they're just the next iteration of a previous business. And don't be fooled thinking that they will stay in their current form. Once again, I'm sure they will continue to evolve in the future. So I have a second main point that I wanted to kind of pull out from that idea. And that is, in order to succeed on your entrepreneurial journey, you'll have to have the skills that enable success in your core particular business model. Now that was a bit of a word salad, so let's break that down. I'm going to use my business as an example once again, but take this framework and then apply it to your own. So we have my business model as a media broadcaster. Now, one of the most important things for an entrepreneur to figure out about their business is to clearly define their product or service. What am I providing? And why am I providing this? Who am I providing it to? Where am I providing it? How am I providing it? And what would make this thing valuable to people? With a lot of these new businesses these days, I think I see a lot of people basically skipping this step, skipping these questions and then just jumping right into it. They see a YouTube channel making money and so they think to themselves, hey, I want to make money. I'll start a YouTube channel. But what is your product? And they might say, well, what do you mean? YouTube videos. No. That's your medium to convey the product. What is your product? Do you understand this change in thought here? This change in thought begins to open up the realization that all those questions we asked earlier, what am I providing, why, to who, where, how, those questions connect us with our customers. There is an intimate link between the product or service and the customers, and I think both of these things need to be clearly defined. Don't get me wrong, some people can just start a business and be so incredibly talented or lucky or a combination of the two and just wing it, and it just so happens that whatever they're creating, product or service, happens to connect beautifully with customers, intentionally or unintentionally. But the entrepreneurial landscape is very popular these days. It's very competitive. Are you sure you want to just leave all of this up to chance? So let's circle back and connect to this main idea. We need to have the right skills to enable success in our core business model. So as I said earlier, I think a lot of people are very eager to just jump in, just start their business, and then be super successful in 6 months. But I think here's a question to ask yourself. Have you done the grunt work in that particular domain of expertise yet? Have you put in your time learning the ropes? For example, I talk a lot about personal finance on my channel, right? I started participating in financial markets when I was 16. I had to get my parents to sign off on my initial investment accounts, okay? I wasn't even legally allowed to open one yet. So I've been learning this stuff and doing this stuff for over a decade. I also have a university degree in my area of expertise. I was even invited by one of my professors in university. I took this equities course, and basically I was invited by the professor to go with him to Omaha to see Warren Buffett at his shareholder meeting. And that's because I had the best equity research presentation in the class. This was like our final big assignment, and I had the best one in the class. So I won this competition to go see Warren Buffett. I also have work experience in my area of expertise. I also have my Canadian securities course completed, etc., etc. Like the list could go on. Now, this is not to make myself sound super sick or to brag. I'm just saying all this because I'm pretty comfortable talking about what I talk about because I put in years of work. Not to mention the equivalent amount of time that I put in on my own learning photography and videography and other essential skills for media broadcasting. And here's the thing. I don't even consider myself like a true expert in any of this, or my current success to be that good, really. I still think I have so much to learn, and I'm nowhere near I want to be. So I guess the point I'm trying to make here is, well, you know the phrase, like the tip of the iceberg. When you think about yourself, is that true? And what I mean by that is, do you have a giant iceberg underneath what you're trying to build in your entrepreneurial pursuits? Or are you just the tip, LOL, with not much beneath you? These days, it's easy to start something with just the tip. The barrier to entry is so low for so many businesses now. But you might find yourself sinking quite fast if you don't have any actual foundation beneath you. You'll know that the iceberg thing is true for you when you have somebody calling you an overnight success, and you'll know full well that you're not. I mean, people look at me able to save 80% of my income now and they go, well, yeah, I could do that too if I earned $180,000 too, Steve. First of all, honestly, I don't know. You might not be able to because hedonic adaptation, it might get the best of you. And second of all, like, I've been saving over 50% of my income for years on much less than half that income. Iceberg tip. What's below you? Understand your true core business, understand your product or service, understand your customer, have your grunt work done, have an iceberg below you, and sign up for a business bank account with North One.